This week's DRM Not Included on F5 Live Refreshing Technology is proudly powered by Amazon Prime. We all know that you get free shipping on millions of products with Amazon Prime, but you get a whole lot more. Like free music with Amazon Prime Music, free TV, movies, and documentaries with Amazon Prime Video, free games, and a free Twitch subscription to support the content creator of your choice with Amazon Prime Gaming, plus a whole lot more. We've got links to all of these features and some of our favorites, plus a 30-day free trial, all by going to f5live.tv/prime. All right, so this is something I'm a little mixed on. Some announcements were made about the Star Trek universe this week, and while I am somewhat excited, I am also a little worried that Star Trek is going down the same weird path that Star Wars and Marvel have gone down, in that there's too much stuff happening all at once to be able to enjoy everything. There's like 85 Star Trek shows in production now, and they've announced another one, obviously hyperbole, but only by a little bit. But before we do that, they also announced that Lower Decks has been renewed. There's a new season coming, and it's been renewed for another season past that. And Strange New Worlds has a second season coming this summer and has been renewed for at least season 3. So we know there are several shows that will continue. But a series that I have wanted for a while is coming, and I'm a little worried about it, partially because of the lack of information, and partially because it may just be too much Star Trek all at once. Starfleet Academy is finally coming to television. It will go into production next year. This is a show that has been a concept that has been around for so long that it was the original concept for what became Undiscovered Country.
So yes, I know they were going to make a start. Right. Yes, it's been going for like 30 years, so they might as well get it. The Paramount might as well get it out of their system. We'll see if it's...
The thing that's interesting is it was never actually in Paramount's system. Paramount seemed to be the ones that didn't want to go down the path. Everybody else in the Star Trek ecosystem wanted to go down this path, and Paramount kept going, let's do this instead. Let's do this instead. The big champion of this series has been Michael Dorn. He has wanted this since about the middle of the Next Gen run, for a couple of reasons. One, it was at a time when the franchise was in a rebirth. It was, we've gone from TOS to Next Gen. People are interested in the series again. The franchise again. There's one series on television, and maybe there's a way to have some additional storytelling. His pitch was, Next Gen can't run forever. It will go away at some point. We will want to follow the journeys of other people through space. There's this pitch that's been around for a Starfleet Academy TV series. If we do that, we'll have new recruits and new cadets coming through all the time. Every couple years you can have a new cast, but on top you can have, a group of regulars, the faculty. And if somebody if the world falls in love with a particular individual or group, we could do a spin-off series and follow them on their first adventure into space. Okay. But right now we've got legitimately like 8 shows in production or in airing. I don't know that a series whose original pitch was like a supernova spitting out new content is what we need. As much as I'd love to see the Starfleet Academy series.
All these things are based on whether they're done in a quality way, right? Mm-hmm. It's not that there's too much; it's that it's when things aren't done properly, right?
Yeah,
it's
because you're just spitting
too much.
But my fear is that when you start spitting out too much, you stop doing it in a quality way.
Well, they're not made by the same person. I mean,
That's true.
You know, it's a variable, right? Like the first two seasons of Picard were okay. This third season of Picard has been fantastic, awesome, amazing. And now there's some talk that they would like to continue it as like another series called Star Trek Legacy.
Uh-huh.
And I think they should. I mean, that's been fantastic. So would that be too much Star Trek? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, the Strange New Worlds was okay. It was kind of mixed bag, decent.
But it's a season 1 and it's a spin out from a controversial series. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Discovery is so controversial. I mean, I love Discovery. I'm just sad that it's going to be gone after 5 seasons, but I guess, they got their 5 seasons, so it's not terrible. But I mean, I like Discovery. Now, what I really want to see is Michelle Yeoh come back to do the Section 31 show that they talked about. But who knows now that she's an Oscar-winning actress if she's going to have time for that. But you never know. Halle Berry won an Oscar, and then she ended up being in Catwoman. So, you can't.
You can still make decisions that are unexpected.
Yeah, you could still, and then Halle Berry's done TV shows or whatever since. So just because you won an Oscar doesn't mean you can't do TV anymore or whatever. But, I mean, I think there's plenty of room. I mean, there really actually aren't that many series. So assuming that they don't bring Picard back as Legacy, which I wish that they would. Or you have how many shows?
There was talk of doing Legacy, and there was talk of a spinoff that was Rafi and 7.
Yeah, I mean, any of those would be cool. But,
so Picard goes away, Discovery goes away. You've got Strange New Worlds, you've got Lower Decks, you've got Prodigy,
Starfleet Academy.
You've got Starfleet Academy.
That's actually not that much.
Okay, yeah. I guess a lot of stuff is closing up.
So you've got 2 animated series and 2 live series.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Prodigy,
true.
I don't even watch Prodigy because I mean, I don't know. Is that a decent show? Because when I tried watching it, I thought it was pretty boring. And it's like a kid show, so it's not really...
It started rough. The first 2 episodes were a little rough. I think they were trying to figure out how to make a Star Trek series that could be focused for kids, but still be Star Trek. And after a couple episodes, they seem to have really figured it out. And after the break, they broke the season into 2 parts. The second part, solid. And it's Admiral Janeway.
Right. So
playing 2 roles.
So what you really
hard to go wrong.
So what you really have is 2 cartoons and 2 live action shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
Yeah, it's not that. Not that much. My fear is that it becomes the thing that spins off galaxies, and
I mean, if they
go the Star Wars way, and it's just too much, and people get overstimulated, or Marvel, which is even worse. People get overstimulated. There's too much interconnection. You've got to watch all the things to even be able to watch the movies. That's my fear, is that Paramount wants to follow the Disney path, which Disney had to change their path, especially on Star Wars, because they were doing too much and it wasn't quality anymore. That's my fear.
Did Disney change their path?
Yeah.
Here's what I've seen happen with...
They changed their movie strategy completely.
Yes, but they still are giving you lots of shows.
That's true.
And they still are giving you lots of Star Wars. It's just on TV now. And the issue has always been, is the stuff being made quality? And I think it really depends on who they hire to do it and how much ridiculous studio meddling goes on. So
that's true.
Solo is the movie that I guess killed Star Wars.
Their strategy.
Killed their strategy, right? And first of all, I didn't think it was that bad, but there's a movie that had reshoots and people, messing with like really messing with it, and then it came out only like 5 months after another Star Wars movie did, so, and wasn't heavily marketed. So there's a lot, and it wasn't a particularly great movie either for all those reasons. On the other hand, everybody loves Rogue One. Rogue One came out a year after another Star Wars movie.
True.
But it was made well. They did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a good job. So it's really a matter of if you do a good job or not, right?
That's true. So with Starfleet Academy, from what I understand, Michael Dorn's not involved.
Right.
He's been the one pitching it for the last 25 years. He's been the champion of this thing.
Do we even know what era it's supposed to take place in? Did they say? Is it going to be like which era? So it will take place like after Picard?
Yes.
All right, so
yeah,
they have the possibility to bring. So he could drop by.
But he's been the one that's been pitching it, and he even wrote script treatments at one point, from what I understand.
I mean,
he should be involved. But the thing that I'm excited about is if it's in the Picard timeline, and it's taking place during, before, after, right? Then we know who is running Starfleet Academy already. We know it's Admiral Janeway. That was revealed in the Voyager finale.
She could retire.
It's true. But we know who some of the lecturers are, right? We know Barclay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they're still lecturing. I mean, it would be nice. It would be a ton of fun
to be able to do stuff like that. And we know that Kate Mulgrew is happy to be back in the Star Trek universe. She is playing Janeway right now as Vice Admiral Janeway in Prodigy, which doesn't necessarily take place at the same time. So I mean, we literally have Kate Mulgrew is already back in the Star Trek universe. So
yeah, I mean,
she could be running Starfleet Academy. That would be awesome. There's the possibility of seeing guest lecturers come through, right? People from the past. That could be super cool. There's always been a lot of potential to the series. So I'm trying to hold excitement and just hope that Paramount doesn't push too hard, too fast, and go down the dollar store route, right? We want to stay with the quality. As much as I personally didn't like Discovery, the production value, fantastic. It was always a fantastic production value. So we want to stay with that quality. If we can, like you say, if we can continue to have the quality, I don't think we'll tire of it. And so I'm hoping that that's the path that we go down.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are people who have watched like every episode of NCIS. I mean, how much NCIS has there been? Nobody. Well, I don't know. Maybe because people don't know. Maybe because fans don't have discussions there. But do they ever say like we have too much NCIS, or we had too much CSI, or we had too much Criminal Minds, or whatever? Different CBS shows have had their own like
Law and Order.
Well, we can have that discussion. I think some of them are good and some are not. I love the original Law and Order. I watched every episode.
There's been like 7 Law and Order series.
Yes, and not all are equally good.
Right.
Like Organized Crime, I don't think is very good. But
SVU is the bar by which all TV dramas are gauged.
Right. So, it depends. They will listen. Studios will beat you over the head with something until they have to stop. I mean, now they're going to have Grey's Anatomy, and Grey is leaving. Isn't that right? Like the woman who plays Grey is leaving Grey's Anatomy.
I thought that show was canceled like 10 years ago.
It's like 20 years or something going on.
I didn't even know it was still on TV.
Yeah, like I don't watch it, but And now they have like other things in the Grey's Anatomy universe too, like, you know, a fire station and a police station or something. I don't know.
Oh, because they tried
like a whole Lego town.
They tried to follow the NBC Chicago route.
Yes.
Where like Wednesday night is all Chicago things, or Fox with their 911 and 911.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do now. It's all franchises, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. I legitimately did not know that this show was still on. I cannot believe 2005.
There you go.
Wow. Fascinating. Okay, so let's also hope that they don't put themselves in a position where people forget that one of the shows is still on television. Right? Because
if you like the show, you would know.
Right. But I mean, you can beat a dead horse in multiple different directions, right? You can oversaturate, but you can also let something run too long. Sometimes
yes,
Bewitched should have ended when Dick York left. Yes. Right? Yes. Sometimes you can run things past where they should. So let's hope that they don't make that.
Yeah.
And guys, bring Brandon Braga back. He made a whole generation of Star Trek work. So and I understand he's making the Orville work right now, but please bring him back. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.